One Punch Man Season 1 Episode 1. An explosive and meaningful beginning. I love this episode so much. For me, the first episode of One Punch Man is perfect in every way. The animation, visual, story, and character writing are all top notch. From start to finish, everything feels polished, intense, and funny at the same time. This episode isn't just a cool opener, but also a perfect introduction to the character of Saitama as a hero who is so strong that his life feels empty.
Saitama's absurd but cool backstory.
After seeing how strong Saitama is in the first minute of this episode, we are shown his backstory, which reveals that he was originally just an ordinary person who failed to get a job and live without direction. Then suddenly, he encountered a crab monster, who supposedly became a monster because he ate too many crab. I know, it doesn't even make sense, but that's precisely where the appeal lies. We don't need to think logically in this anime because its absurdity is part of its charm. What's interesting about this encounter is that the crab monster didn't kill Saitama because they both had empty eyes. According to the crab monster, Saitama's gaze reminded him of himself before he turned into a crab monster. And from that, we know that Saitama once had a bleak future. On top of that, the crab monster was looking for a kid who had been missing with him, which is why he let Saitama go. As Saitama was walking home, he met a kid who looked just like the one that crab monster was looking for. Saitama then asked the kid what he had done to the monster to make it come after him. Apparently, the kid with the bald chin had been scribbling on the monster body with a permanent marker. What's even funnier is that he said it so casually, unaware of the danger he will face later because of it. After knowing this, Saitama actually didn't want to get involved because it went against his mindset that it was none of his business. So why should he get involved, right? But even though his brain said so, his heart said otherwise. His body moved on its own when the child was in danger. And that was an important moment that showed that even though Saitama had given up on his life, deep down inside, he still had a strong sense of humanity. And I think Saitama's first fight against the crab monster was really cool, simple but intense. Because in just a few moves, Saitama managed to defeat the monster just using his dive. At first, Saitama dodged the crab monster's first attack.
Actually, that's not true. Saitama was beaten up several times by the crab monster first. I don't know why I forgot this scene.
何がヒーローだこの落ちこぼれめ君に勝機なんてない
After being beaten by the monster, Saitama finally avoided the monster's attack.
And then he jumped over the monster while pulling that monster eye with his dive and using the momentum of gravity to pull out the entire guts of the crab monster body. When he finally wins, we can see his eyes blazing. Whether that's a symbol of spirit or a sign of his extraordinary power awakening, I'm not sure, but what's certain is that from there, he began training until he finally became a superhero who could defeat enemies with just one punch.
Monsters, message, symbolism.
At the beginning of the episode, we are shown that there is a monster created because the earth is trying to balance the world. A polluted earth created monster to neutralize pollution. And in my opinion, this is a reasonable idea for the creation of monster. And if you think about it deeply, there is also an environmental message there. It's like the earth has its own immune system to fight humans who are the cause of destruction. So, because humans have caused too much damage to the earth, and one of those things is creating pollution that causes global warming, the earth eventually created monsters to neutralize that, and I think that is very reasonable idea. Just like our bodies that have an immune system, If something enters our bodies and damages them, our immune system will work and fight the disease that has entered our bodies so that we can be healthy again. That is roughly the concept behind the creation of the monster known as Vaccine Man. However, that doesn't mean all monsters born in the One Punch Man world are created for such a serious reason. There are also monsters that were once a human but became monsters due to tribal matters, like the crab monster that I mentioned earlier. Another example is the steroid monster. He was originally a human who was determined to become the strongest man in the world. He then turned into a monster after drinking a steroid liquid created by his beloved brother. After drinking that liquid, his body started to grow to become a giant and then he became extremely strong. But even though he became the strongest man in the world, he lost everything after his brother died. He felt empty because he had lost his super system. And that emptiness is a reflection of Saitama's current condition. They are both strong, but they are also both lonely. Before Saitama defeated the monster, he said,
だよな。圧倒的な力ってのはつまらないもんだ。
There is a simple but very deep dialogue in my opinion. Because as long as I've been watching anime, I never thought like that. There are so many shonen anime characters that I followed whose development is similar to this monster. But I never thought about what they will do after achieving their desires. So, in my opinion, the moral message of this monster is quite good. Because power without purpose, power without support system, in this case, his beloved brother, will only leave you feeling empty.
アクション、アニメーション、アートスタイル。
Technically, this episode is extraordinary. Madhouse animation is truly committed. Whether it's 2D or 3D, everything is polished. So much so that I didn't even notice the 3D elements. Overall, all the movements are smooth and the effects are really powerful. The fight in Saitama's dream is even treated as if it were the climax scenes, even though it's just a dream. But even though it's just a dream, that part is my favorite because Saitama's expression feels so alive when he fights the monster of the underworld. For the first time in a long time, Saitama finally feels emotion while fighting. A strong enemy, a lot of enemies, wounds all over his body, gasping for breath, and adrenaline flowing through his body when he finds out that the monster he is fighting have a boss. Perhaps that was the moment that made him feel most alive. Even if it was just a dream, seeing Saitama happy while fighting a powerful monster made me happy too. And also, my body got goosebumps watching that incredibly epic battle. The visuals are consistently good from start to finish, the coloring is solid, and the art style is accurate to Murata's adaptation. But the thing is, I saw a comment saying that the coloring could be maximized even more. When I saw that comment, I immediately checked my anime list to see what season and year the season of One Punch Man aired. Apparently, the anime aired in the fall of 2015, and the top 3 most popular anime at the time were One Punch Man, Noragami Aragoto, and Haikyuu Season 2. When compared to the other anime from 2015, I think One Punch Man is one of the best in terms of colors and details. And don't forget about the opening visual because the opening song The Hero by Jam Project is really exciting and the visuals are also epic. While the ending song is soft and melancholic with background art that is very soothing to the eyes after seeing the madness that happened in this anime. The contrast from the opening and the ending also fits perfectly with Saitama's strong but empty personality.
ファニーコメディ。
Other than the action, I think the comedy is also really strong. Absurd ideas like loving car modification so much that make you modify yourself and eating so much crab that turn you into a crab monster are ridiculous but quite funny in my opinion. This anime definitely know when to be serious and when to be funny. but it often turned serious scenes into comedy, just like Saitama's expression changing from serious to relaxed to serious, which I think it's really funny. He also responds to serious situations with relaxed expression and defeats enemies with straight face, which is pretty hilarious to me.
Conclusion.
As the opening episode, I think Madhouse definitely produced One Punch Man with all their capabilities. The action is cool, the comedy is spot on, the character writing is solid, and the animation is outstanding. But behind all that, this anime also has an emotional depth that is rarely found in action-packed anime like this one. This episode isn't just about a hero who is too strong, but also about a man who loses his meaning after reaching the pinnacle. And for me, all of that is conveyed in a way that is funny, cool, and touching at the same time. Therefore, out of 1 to 5 rating, I give this episode 5 stars without hesitation.